Hi, in this lesson we're going to look at the first part of interior angles. So this question is based to basically angles inside a shape. To do that we're going to need to know what angles add up to in various sizes of shapes, basically up to any sided shape, like up to a 10-sided shape. From today we can work out what those angles inside that shape will add up to. So first you should know for a 3-sided shape the angles add up to 180 degrees. For a 4-sided shape like a square or a rectangle, they're going to add up to 360 degrees. And now we're going to move on past this and see what the angles in a 5-sided shape would add up to. And it turns out this pattern continues. So what I mean is, if I go from 180 to 360, I have to add on another 180 degrees. And for each extra side to the shape we add on, we have to add on another 180 degrees. So what I mean is, for a 5-sided shape, all the angles are going to add up to 360 plus 180, which comes out as 540 degrees. For a 6-sided shape, they would all add up to 540 plus 180, which gives you 720 degrees. And this pattern keeps on going. If you had a 7-sided shape, you then just add on another 180 degrees. Okay, that's going to be the main thing we're going to use in today's lesson. Okay, so jot this down, make a note of it. Make sure you find how this works. Basically, each extra side you add means you have another 180 degrees inside that shape. So let's see how we can use this. Let's start right at the basics. Find and missing angles. So this we've done for quite a while now. We know we can just add together the angles we know. So 31 plus 97. We know all the angles must add up to 180. So we just do 180, take away the angles we've got, and that will give me my missing angle. So here x is going to be 52 degrees. With a 4-sided shape, it's the exact same idea. But as we just saw here, the angles are going to add up to 360 degrees. So again, we're going to add up the angles we've got. They come to 316. All of them must make 316. So we then do 360, take away 316. And 44 degrees is my missing angle. And that's all we have to do. Of course, it gets slightly harder. Here we have a 5-sided shape. So just for a recap, if we had 3 sides, that was 180 degrees. If we had 4 sides, that was 360. If we've got 5 sides, we have to keep adding on another 180. So 5 sides is going to be 540 degrees. Okay, and that's the key thing for this question. And then it's the exact same method. You add up all the angles you know. So 69 plus 137 plus 99 plus 84. Add those together, that gives you 389. All of them must make 540, so you do 540 minus 389. And for this, it goes without saying, you should never get a negative answer. If you do, something's gone horrendously wrong, and be careful of it. Typically, you might have this total up here wrong. Last example like this. Here we have a 6-sided shape, a hexagon. So going back to my previous slide, we know for 5 sides, we had 540. If we want a 6-sided shape, we're going to have to add on another 180 degrees. So now we've got a total of 720 degrees. So all my angles here are going to have to add up to 720 degrees. A couple of different things to this question. We have 2 x's. Again, if 2 angles have the same letter, that means they are the same angle. So what we're going to do is going to do the same thing as always, but they have to halve our final answer. We've also got these little squares. Again, obviously these squares, I know it's not drawn to scale, but they mean 90 degrees. And now let's do what we've always been doing. Let's add up the angles we've got. So 2 90s and 2 110s. That gives me a total of 400 degrees. We are then going to take that away from 720. That gives me 320. Now this is an x. This is both my x's added together. So I've got 2 lots of x, I've squished them together, and they add up to 320. If I only want one of my x's, that's going to be half of 320. Again, because they're both the same, if we halve it, we're going to be left with 1x. So that means each of my x's are going to be 160 degrees. Okay, make sure you're okay with that. That's quite a common sort of question to have the same angle twice, and then have to halve your answer. And again, if you're the same angle 3 times, you have to divide your answer by 3, and so on and so forth. Before I finish up, I just have one type of question to show you, which is this slightly harder question. Okay, it's still the same idea, nothing's changed. First things first, let's look at our shape. So you basically got a nice four-sided shape. Let me highlight it. So a nice four-sided shape, and with a line coming off it. In terms of what the angles add up to, we don't care about the line. So it's a four-sided shape, so the angles inside it, member, must add up to 360. That means if I add together these four angles, it must come to 360. And here we can see a problem. We are missing one angle. Okay, in order to work out x, we need all the angles except x inside the shape. So what we need to do, we need to zoom in on here. I should notice we've got a straight line here. And we know from before that angles in a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So we've got 100 degrees. So if we do 180 minus 100, that will give me 80 degrees, which is this missing angle here. So you've got an extra step to do. But now we've worked it out, the question is just as what we've always been doing. So they all add up to 360 degrees. So again, we're just going to add up what we've got. And again, you only add up the angles that are inside the shape. Any angles that are outside the shape, we don't care about for the purposes of finding x. And again, for this question, x is going to be 37 degrees. I'll just do one more like that, okay? So here the same idea. Let's see how many sides we've got to this shape. So altogether, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides to the shape. So we know 4 sides was 360. If we want an extra side, we have to add on 180 degrees. So we're going to plus 180. 360 plus 180 is 540. So that's our target. That's what all the angles inside the shape are going to add up to. Again, just like before, we are missing an angle. Before we can do anything, we have to work out this angle here. And yet again, we've got a straight line. So it's a really common format of question. We know straight lines add up to 180. So we can just do 180 minus 93, which gives us 87. So this last angle inside the shape is 87 degrees. Now I have all the angles inside the shape except x, which means I now have enough information to be able to work out x. And again, I've said loads of times now, add up all the angles we've got, and then we take it away from what we know the total must be. So here the total is 540, so therefore we need to do 540 minus 270, which is also 270. So here this missing angle, this x, is 270 degrees. That's it. Okay, so key thing today was make sure you know what these angles add up to. Okay, if you get that right, you're going to be okay. You're not going to go too far wrong. Okay, good luck and thanks for listening.